and welcome to this week's Neumann Update. I'm Alexis Lomax.
And I'm Amaris Manning.
President Trump has refused to lift the national emergency that he declared weeks ago, causing Republican senators to feel split. Some Republicans are supporting President Trump's declaration, and others have chosen to oppose it. Those that do oppose it worry that future presidents will see this as a solution anytime they and Congress disagree. Others think that President Trump's declaration is a power grab. Senator John Cornyn said in a statement that there has been lots of ideas, great ideas, but no conclusions. Meanwhile, 4 Republican senators have already decided that they will be joining the 47 Democrats voting for a House resolution. More recently, White House officials have made a threat saying that President Trump is paying close attention to anyone who might be voting against him. The threat is meant to scare GOP senators up for re-election in 2020. Those who will vote against President Trump will suffer consequences. A vote is expected to be made sometime next week.
Phantom of the Opera is a hit. The Neumann University players performed their first show last night at 8 p.m., selling over 100 tickets. Tickets are still available for purchase, so get them while you can, and show dates are tonight at 8 p.m., tomorrow on Saturday at 8 p.m., and this Sunday, March 10th at 2 p.m. You really don't want to miss this show.
Earlier this week, Dollar Store made an announcement that they will be closing 390 Family Dollar stores. The decision was made after reports showed that the company took a $2.6 billion loss. Aside from the 390 stores expected to close, 1,000 other locations are expected to be renovated with new concepts like selling alcohol, incorporating Dollar Tree merchandise, and selling products that cost more than $1. 400 stores are expected to get a larger freezer section, and 200 stores will get rebranded to the Dollar Tree name. The company's CEO, Gary Philbin, made a statement saying that they are confident that they are taking the appropriate steps to reposition the Family Dollar brand for increasing profitability.
A lot of joy is being spread all around as we kick off the month of March. In Northeast Arkansas, an 11-year-old girl, Ruby Chitsey, is spreading joy in many nursing homes. Let's go over to our own Amanda DeCarlos with the story.
Thanks, Amaris. And yes, it is true. 11-year-old Ruby Chitsey is spreading a lot of joy in a profound way. Ruby loves to go to work with her mother, who is a nurse, and travels to several nursing homes in the area. One day, while her mother was working, Ruby went around to the residents with a notepad and asked them if they could have 3 things, what would they be? Ruby was surprised by the answers she received from the residents. She thought that people would have said money, house, or car, but instead they asked for simple things like an electric razor, new shoes, and other items, especially Vienna sausage. That one was popular. After reviewing the results, Ruby was inspired to found the charity 3 Wishes for Ruby's Residents. Now, when Ruby visited homes with her mother, she goes room to room with her notepad and asks them what they want and sets out to grant those wishes. Now, a GoFundMe page to cover the minimal costs of the residents' wishes is set up. The little girl is not just bringing these people food and basic goods. She's providing them a much more basic human need to remember, which is to be remembered and cherished by a child. Thanks, guys. Now back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Amanda. Neumann University is also going to be spreading joy as we approach our National Catholic Sisters Week, starting the week of March 10th to March 16th. Here's some insight on what to look forward to.
Wow, that was amazing. You know what else is amazing? Knowing what Mother Nature is going to bring us in the future, so we're prepared. Let's head over to Rhea with the weather.
Thanks, guys. For today's forecast, we have a high of 39 degrees with evening snow showers. Tomorrow will be 44 degrees under mostly sunny skies. Sunday will be warmer at 60 degrees, but there will be cloudy skies with rain at times throughout the day. The sun does a triple showing through Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, with Monday's high at 50 degrees, but very breezy. Today's high of 45 brings more blustery wind gusts with no visible moon in the night, for it is the new moon. Wednesday, we have sunshine with patchy clouds and a high of 48 degrees. Thursday, our highest temperature of the week at 56 degrees, served with cloudy skies. This Sunday begins daylight savings time, delivering the annual spring forward routine. Clocks move up 1 hour for that extra daylight. The time to change clocks will begin at 2 a.m. that morning, and of course, cell phones and digital devices automatically update. Germany was actually the first country to install daylight savings time in order to save fuel during World War I. Arizona and Hawaii are the only states in the U.S. that do not participate in daylight savings. That's all we have for this week's weather update. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Rhea. I'm certainly looking forward to springing into Sunday and being able to wear short sleeves once again. But there are a lot of things going on in the entertainment industry that has people buzzing, such as the return of American Idol, the iconic televised singing competition has fans hyped over the show's return on ABC after a temporary cancellation in 2016. But the return of the show is not the only thing that has fans anticipating for the 17th season. Katy Perry, Lionel Richie, and Luke Bryan are set to return as the judges, along with Ryan Seacrest as the show's host. You can watch American Idol on Sunday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on ABC. Speaking of idols, the world has lost the beloved actor Luke Perry this past Wednesday on March 6th from a stroke, and he was 52 years old. Perry was notable for his role as Dylan McKay in the pop cultural classic Beverly Hills 90210 and as Fred Andrews in CW's Riverdale. Fans have tweeted, snapped, and shared the condolences to Perry's loved ones, and Perry has been publicly mourned by friends and co-stars. He may have passed, but he will never be forgotten. The music industry is about to blow up with young North Philadelphia rapper LGP Qua. Kadir Johnson, who goes by the name LGP Qua, is being called the voice of youth, using powerful lyrics to spread messages of empowerment for youths battling economic and social hardships. After serving 18 months in prison 2 years ago, the young artist released his first rap video in November 2017 during Meek Mill's imprisonment on a parole violation, which became viral, catching the attention of rap icons such as Snoop Dogg and Nas. Qua even earned the chance of doing a collaboration with artist will.i.am. LGP Qua is admired for his generous heart for his community as well. He was given citations by Philadelphia Councilwoman Cindy Bass and Senator Sharif Street after donating almost 1,000 pairs of sneakers to the students of Alice West Fleet Elementary School and Simon Gratz Mastery Charter School, with support from Puma and Foot Locker. One student claimed, quote, normally people come talk down to us because we get in a lot of fights, but Qua made us feel as though we could be more. LGP Qua hopes to continue to encourage youths all around to not only stand out, but to also be themselves.
March seems like to be the month of luck. Well, let's see if the luck is carried into the world of sports. Let's head over to Jared and Leonard with what's new in the sports world.
Continental Volleyball Conference at Rutgers University Newark on Tuesday evening. 3-0. Sets were scored 25-13, 25-13, 25-12. Zach Strickland tallied 4 kills and 6 digs for the Knights. Connor Kolek added 3 kills and 4 digs. Jules Mariano handed out 11 assists. Neumann will head to Sarah Lawrence College tomorrow on a try match versus Pratt Institute. Action is underway at 1 p.m. and 3 p.m. The Neumann University women's basketball team fell to Immaculata University 66-56 on Monday evening in an Atlantic East Conference first-round matchup. Nafisa Saunders netted 34 points to lead the Knights. Mariah Majeski grabbed 15 rebounds and handed out 4 assists. Neumann is now 14-12 and will wait for an ECAC tournament announcement next Monday to see if its season will continue. Duke freshman Zion Williamson injured his knee earlier last week's game versus the North Carolina Tar Heels. After Williamson blew out his shoe 30 seconds into the first half, he left the game and did not return. After the game, the Blue Devils coach Mike Krzyzewski called it a mild knee sprain. but couldn't offer any specifics. He did say, however, that the knee is stable, which is a good thing for Duke fans. He has missed 3 games in the last week, which is a tough loss for Duke, but they will be coming back to host Syracuse next week. Moving on to pro sports.
Moving on to pro sports, Tiger Woods is someone that's been in the news a lot lately, and maybe not for the best reasons. Now, the first reason is he declined to talk to the media 2 weeks ago after the WGC Mexico tournament, following some putting woes that continued from the previous week. He had something like 40 putts on average around, which is absolutely terrible, especially for someone who is known to be so good with the putter. And for me, to be such a big face in the PGA Tour, to kind of develop this new era of modern golf, and to be a role model for children and people who are aspiring to be on tour, and just to play in a game that just holds you to this great big expectation of class and dignity and always promoting your best self. I just think it's terrible that he would decline to talk to the media. How about you, Jared?
Yeah, I think as a professional golfer, you have to be able to talk to the media because a lot happens on the course that people don't know about. And I know he's struggling with a lot with this neck strain that he has, which you'll bring up in a couple minutes. But I think being the face of golf, which he is, he needs to be able to talk to the media. It's not like him. And I think it was just a little bit unprofessional.
Talking about the neck strain, now he did withdraw from one of his favorite tournaments, the Arnold Palmer Invitational at Artie's Place, also known as Arnie's Place, named after Arnold Palmer. And yeah, I agree with it. He has to stay cautious with all the back surgeries he's had and the spinal fusion surgery he had a couple years ago. And he's got to be cautious, can't play in as many tournaments as he did last year. And we don't want to see again where he's collapsing on the tee box because he's in so much pain.
Yeah, we don't want to see that.
Moving on, we got to talk about Bryce Harper becoming a Philly. Now, this is something that no one thought would happen. I mean, just the night before, MLB Network was talking for like 2 hours about there's no way he's going to Philly. He's going to sign with the Giants. He's going to sign with the Dodgers. But it happened. And he signed a $330 million deal for 13 years, is that correct?
13 years,
with a no-trade
million,
clause.
Which is huge for the Phillies.
He's going to want to be a Philadelphia Philly for a long time.
Yeah.
And then finally, one thing we have to talk about is LeBron James surpassed Michael Jordan as the 4th best lead scorer in NBA history. Is this something that can help kind of leverage him against Michael Jordan in talks of who is the greatest of all time?
Yeah, and I think it's the biggest comparison in sports when you talk about LeBron and Michael. It's the biggest thing people talk about. Who's better? It's a fifth. Some people say LeBron just because it's the new era of basketball, and some people say Michael Jordan because, I mean, he killed the old era. Like, he just was the face of basketball and still is. And I think this will be huge for his leverage, and I think it still is a debate, obviously, because they're both the top 2 players of all time, in my opinion. But I think that it'll give LeBron a little bit more momentum than he needs.
Well, we got to wrap this up. That's all for Neumann Sports and Pro Sports. Let's send it back to the desk.
All right, guys.
Thanks, guys. That's all we have for this week. For you, this is a Neumann Update. I'm Alexis Lomax.
And I'm Maris Manning. Have a great weekend.